Hello, this is H.G. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play SimCity! Let's save up enough money to build a seaport. Let's see how crime is doing at the moment. Okay, so the population density of the commercial zones is generating a bit of crime over here. So how about we put a police department right in the middle of those, and that should resolve the problem. I'm not worried about the crime around the industrial zones since they develop independent of land value. Eventually I will want to build some police departments over there, but while I'm building up the entire city, I think what we've got is fine. Really, I only need police departments for residential and commercial zones for now. Eventually, I also want to put another police department right over here. Not because of the crime right now or valid destinations, because these two police departments are close enough to each other, but the next column of residential zones that I'm going to build isn't going to have any police departments over there. So I want to build one over here to, well, not only to help with crime over there, but also because on the east side of the column, some of the residential zones will travel up the rail, then left, and then they would go down, bypassing this police department, and they would run out of distance before reaching the other police department down there. So by having one in the middle here, that'll help out with that. I mean, it does help with crime, too. It's just that I really don't need it for that purpose right now. We've got more than enough police departments to get the job done. But yeah, I'm not really worried about the industrial zones there. Now, the way I'm developing the city is kind of in a diamond shape. I'll put a link in the video description to the spreadsheet of the map that I've created for laying out the city. And it's based on, well, the way land value works. You'll have the center of the city, which is, well, right now it's right here, or around this area. But eventually, once I've filled in the entire map, the center of the city will be at the center of the map. And then the way land value works is, well, from the center of the city, you'll go 16 tiles away from that, and in the 4 cardinal directions, and then you'll have like a diamond shape of a little less land value than what the center had. Then 16 more tiles from that, you'll have a little less land value. 16 more tiles from that, you'll have a little less, and then everything else in the city will have relatively little land value. So that's why I've put the residential zones in the middle here. So it'll create like a diamond shape there of all the residential zones. They'll be filling out all but the outermost layer of land value. And then I've got the commercial zones to create a barrier between them and the industrial zones. You might as well just put industrial zones in the corner of the city, well, the 4 corners of the city, because nothing is really going to develop there very well without, like, a gift or massive land value manipulation beyond what I am willing to do. Yet when I was building a city as a kid, I would always build my city more like a rectangle. Like I'd have 2 or 3 layers of industrial zones along the edge of the city so that the population would bleed off the edge there. Then I'd have a layer of commercial zones, and then my residential zones would be in a diamond shape. Or not a diamond, a donut. I'd use the donut method to put a gift in the middle of them to develop all of them. Or I'd put a police department in the middle. However, I had no idea how land value worked. I remember building a city once where I started in the upper right corner, and, well, I did what I was doing there, and I'd have the residential zones over here that were developing very well. But then when I would get to, like, another corner over here or down here, they wouldn't develop very well in like a triangle in the corner there. Because, well, I had no idea how land value worked. So, yeah, I had no idea why my residential zones weren't developing over there. I just figured maybe, you know, there's a limit to my population or something. And, well, I guess it kind of was, but not for the reasons that I thought at the time. But now we've got all that figured out here. So it's pretty easy to work around that. Okay, so we've got enough money for the seaport. Let's go take that. Go all the way over here. Put it in the corner, so most of the pollution will go off to the edge of the map, preferably someplace that actually has water, and call it a day on that. Okay, so I'm going to need quite a bit more money to build my next segment of the city. So let's just wait a little bit on that. And then we'll have enough money to keep going there. I mean, now I can build more industrial zones since we've passed the level check there. We've got that all ready to go. Oh, did I... Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the game speed there. Whoops. But, okay, so we've got all that going now. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so let's start with a couple more commercial zones. Let's go right here. Unfortunately, the 4x4 area of those commercial zones is right here. So I don't really have a whole lot to work with there. So let me see what I can do. Let's go like this. Let's see, to fill out that 4x4, that should help these develop a little bit there. And then for the industrial zones, I need to go down a little further. Let's see, if I go... How close are we to the edge? Okay, so 3 away there. Yeah, if I go 2 more here, and then 1 more over there, that should get the job done. I hope I have enough money for all the rails. Okay, we're good, we're good. Just keep that going there. And then I want to build 5 more residential zones. Let's see, we've got 7 here. And then I can go up to 12 in this column. At least for now, anyway. So let's see, if I go... Let's get a few over here. And then I think if I go 1 more right here, that should be okay. Okay, so we got that. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Let's just watch out for schools or hospitals developing. We can't have any of them in this city. They're just a waste of space. They don't do anything for you in Freedom City. Freedom from knowledge. But, okay, so yeah, I don't need to worry about any police over there. We've already got all of that covered. Keep an eye on the zone demand gauge in the upper right there. I'm not worried about losing industrial zone demand. That's fine. That won't really be a problem there. Yeah, all those residential zones are developing quite nicely. So the way that I've got the residential zones over here set up is so that all of them will be able to develop pretty well based on the 2x2 grid of population density for those residential zones. Okay, so I could build a few more, but I know I'm going to need to build a lot of rails over here. So I'm going to wait a little longer to deal with that. And actually, I think I need to lower the tax rate just a little bit. Lost a little bit of residential zone demand there. Let's get the commercial zones going a bit more there before I build any more. Or get more residential zones developed there as well. So let's see, with the... what was that? With the new residential zones that I developed, I want to check my 2x2 map over here. Okay, so yeah, that's all set up perfectly there for the right values. So like the 2x2 here is like that, and then like that. Both of them have the center of those residential zones, so those should develop perfectly for me there. Maybe I'll even max out this C-top before I get moving over here. The next one's going to be a little tricky because we're going to start getting farther from the center of the city. So I'm going to need quite a bit more parks in order to develop that. Hey, all right. Another C-top. I think, well, why don't just finish off the year, increase taxes, and we're good to go. Okay, so this time I want to go the horizontal C-top, and their 4x4 regions are right over there and over here, and I'm gonna need some help. So let me see what I can do here with that. Let's get a little more over there, and then a little more over here. I think that'll be good enough. My next commercial zones are going to be over here, so I'm trying to build parks in areas that could better take advantage of that. Not just for the existing C-top that I'm trying to build. Okay, then all the way down here, let's see, I just need 3 more. So let's go over here like that. And we've got a lot of rails to build. Not just for that, but the residential zones, too. Holy cow! Okay, then let's see, over here, in this column, it's going to be full of residential zones. So I'm just going to build this one like this, because the 2x2 regions don't quite work that well in this column. Okay, then let's get all the way up here. Whew, I thought I went a little too far on that one, but nope. Yeah, I would like to build a police department over here for a valid destination, but I don't have quite enough money. Maybe I should have held off a little bit more on the parks there, but I think we'll be fine. Let's just fast forward until I see whether we're getting schools and hospitals developed there. Okay, we got the one. Well, at least it was only the one. Okay, get that going. No schools or hospitals in my dystopia! Okay, there we go. I was looking at the commercial zones, and it just took a little while for the land value to kick in there. Because it's not just the existing land value that it's taking into account, it's also taking the previous cycle's land value into account for their development. So it can get a little tricky there with that. Yeah, I don't know if that lowest residential zone will develop very well right now. But we'll be fine. Just keep an eye on the zone demand gauge there. Oh yeah, so we have access to the view panel. But we already had that from the beginning because of the scenario effect providing that. Not that I ever really use it that much. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the point is. I mean, I know speedruns use it to bypass the periodic messages that Mr. Wright will give to you. But, okay, so we got everything going there. I'm just thinking if I want to build even more, or if I just want to build a police department over here. Yeah, because, I mean, once I build that, then 1,500 really won't be a whole lot. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'll just build the one police department and wait another year to build another segment of the city. Okay, so the next one, actually I've got to go down a little ways. I think it's, yeah, even with that police department. So just go down here, get that up there, and then we'll be in good shape. So now, all of these residential zones, if they're looking for a valid destination, they'll either get caught down here, here, or here. So you got to look for those, well, I don't know if you'd call them choke points, or bottlenecks, or whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you've got all the intersections covered for your valid destinations so that you'll keep the residential demand up. You'll notice my residential zones are not fluctuating nearly as much as they used to. And that's because of all the police departments. I mean, where else are people going to work around here? We don't have teachers or doctors or anything around here. So, might as well direct them where I want them to work. Absolutely. Do I need a little more land value to make a C-top? I might need a little more. I could put some more. Or it could develop right now. Okay. I did still have this little 4x4 region to help out if I needed it, but I don't... Well, yeah, I didn't need it. After all, I didn't think I needed it. But, okay, so we're back with money. So let's see what else we can do around here. Okay, so we've got 7 C-tops. I can build one more. Well, 2 commercial zones, but one more C-top. And that'll be all I can do until we get to the commercial zone level check. Okay, so let's see. With this one, yeah, I can't really do much for, well, at least in the own region of that commercial zone. But this one I can do a little bit, so let's go. Let's see, there's the 4x4 region for that one. Okay, then, yeah, let's get that one going. Yeah, that'll work. At least for the top one, anyway. And then I'll leave this alone for now, but I'm probably going to put some more parks around there eventually. And then, okay, so over here, let's see, I'm only going to build 4 more residential zones. Go like that. Those should all be able to develop. And then with industrial zones, well, I'm out of space down here. So why don't we go back the way we came? Okay, so over here, if I go like that, that should be good enough. Yeah, we've already got all of these commercial zones going. Eventually, I will fill in the gaps between the commercial zones and the other zone types, just not right now. Okay, so we've got all of that put together there. Yeah, we've got plenty of money, so why not put some more parks around here just to help out a little bit with that. If necessary, something I could do to help out with these commercial zones, because let's see, so like I could demolish these 4 rails and put some parks there, but I'd need to probably like get a back door to reach that commercial zone, so I'd probably put more rails over here instead. So that's something that I'll probably do more later on in the city's development. Uh-oh, schools and hospitals! Can't have that in this city. But yeah, right now it's relatively easy to develop C-tops, but eventually the city will get so big that I'm just going to be too far away from the center of the city to develop every commercial zone into a C-top. It's just too big. But I'll do what I can, at least for now, anyway. Later on, though, I'll probably be able to get everything at least to a C5 high zone. That should be okay. You know what? Why don't we take a look at crime here, since I've got more commercial zones around here. Okay, so far we're doing okay. I'll keep an eye on that, though, because we're going to have another C-top down here. Yeah, maybe I didn't need all the parts for the lower commercial zone. Because as far as developing a C-top is concerned, the game will check the land value of either the upper or the left commercial zone in that C-top. So whatever the land value is below doesn't matter. That's actually something that I've learned recently about developing commercial zones. Because when I was just practicing this after finishing up with Las Vegas and all that, I was building a bunch of these commercial zones, and I was just gonna totally ignore land value. Just build up the entire city as lazily as possible and not worry about, developing everything into a C-top, because I know that's not going to be possible. So when I was doing that, though, my commercial zones would only level up to like C3 or C4, and they would just stall there for some reason. And eventually, there we go, the last C-top that we need. But yeah, eventually, someone figured out for me how commercial zone development works, and part of it is based on the land value of the commercial zone, even before developing a C high. So, like, what would happen is, in order to develop into a level 1 commercial zone, you need to have at least 32 land value in that area. And then for C2, you need 64, 96, 128, and then 160 to get into a C-top. So I knew it was 160, but I didn't know why until now. So that really helped out. I was still thinking about only developing them into like a C5, whatever class it is, and not worry about C-tops. But I decided to go this way, at least for now. Alright, we got that last residential zone developed there. And everything is perfectly balanced as I save up enough money to, well, deal with the commercial zone level check. That happens at 100 commercial zone levels. So with the 16 commercial zones that I've got, and they're all C-tops, that gives me 96 commercial zone levels. So again, I'm stuck until I can get past that. But, okay, so yeah, we've got everything developed here. Let's fast forward until I can get the money for the C-top. This is the best cash flow that I can do. Oh, right. Yeah, I need to build another police department over here for the valid destination. That's why this one degraded there a little bit. Whoops, forgot about... well, yeah, let's get the power going first. Okay, then get back up to the fastest speed there. So yeah, that one will, regrow, and then it should stay there this time because of the valid destinations we've got everywhere. How's crime doing around here? I was concerned about maybe the commercial zones having a little problem. Okay, yeah, we've got a little bit down here. So let's see, with that one, yeah, I can put one, I think, right here. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, well, it'll take a little longer to save up the money I want. Yeah, on the fastest speed, it takes a little longer for the game to update the power distribution. Okay, so, we're making a profit of $2 grand per year now. That'll really help out a lot. So yeah, the way the game updates things like land value, power distribution, and all that, when you go up to faster speeds, it takes, it doesn't recalculate things as often as it does on slower speeds. At least the in-game speed anyway, not like the fast forwarding that I'm doing here. So I guess it just depends on what you want. I mean, if you want to, handle every single little meticulous detail, keep it on one of the slower speeds. But the only time I really like to go at faster speeds is when I need to take a lot of time to develop, or what is it? Yeah, I need take a lot of time to save up the money for all this stuff. Okay, so now with the airport, I just want to put it in the upper left corner this time. Keep it as far away from the seaport as possible. And that'll take care of that zone level check. And at this point, yeah, the population is, I think, as far as I can go with that. Not immediately, but in the near future, we're going to start running out of power. Can we build up enough money to construct another power plant? Find out next time on Let's Play SimCity. This is H.C. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day.